For today's craft, you will need 2 different colors of paper, 1 glue stick, and a pair of scissors. Hello, bonjour, and tanse everyone. My name is Pearl, and welcome back to another virtual Sunday school. I'm so excited that you decided to join me today because, as always, we have a wonderful story followed by an even more wonderful craft. Now, today's story is about Jesus and some of his friends, like Simon. And it's a pretty good one. And I'm really excited because I have a surprise craft for you after this. So let's jump right into it, shall we? One morning, Jesus was standing on the shore of the Sea of Galilee, teaching the people. Nearby, there were 2 fishing boats hauled up onto the sand. The fishers, Simon, James, and John, were washing their fish nets. More and more people began to gather when they heard that Jesus was there. Soon, there were so many people that it was hard for everyone to see and hear Jesus. Jesus had an idea. Jesus climbed onto one of the boats and asked Simon to row him out into the water. Then Jesus sat down in the boat to teach the people. When Jesus finished talking, he said to Simon, "Row the boat out into deep water. Put your net down and you will catch some fish." Simon answered, "But Jesus, we've fished all night long in the boats. There are no fish. We didn't catch a single one." "But if you say so, we'll go fishing again." So Simon took the net out of the boat and put it in the water. Soon, the net was filled with fish. Simon called to his friends James and John, and soon their boat was filled with fish too. Simon knew that Jesus was a very special person. "Now," said Jesus as they rowed the boats back to shore, "I have helped you with your fishing. Please come and help me teach people about God's love." That was a pretty cool story. I can't believe that Jesus went out onto the water and there were a whole bunch of fish there. It's almost like they came to listen to Jesus too. Now today I have a fun little craft that kind of relates to this story. So I think we should go over to the craft corner. What do you think? Yeah, let's go. Welcome back to the craft table, everyone. I'm so excited that you're here with me today because we are going to make kind of a spectacular little fish craft. Now, I have a rectangular piece of paper here, but I actually need to make it a square piece of paper. So if you have square paper, use that. Otherwise, I'm going to show you how to turn a rectangle into a perfect square. We're going to fold up one corner until it meets the edge, so you have a nice triangle here. And whatever's left off, so this little flappy bit, that's what you can cut. So I am going to fold mine just to make sure I'm definitely cutting along that line. And you can cut off this top part. So now we have our square piece of paper, and there is a little fold in it, but that's okay. We actually want that little fold in it. We want a fold from one corner to another corner. And you're going to take one side of your paper and you're going to fold it into the center. A bit like making a paper airplane, but we're not making a paper airplane. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. Once you have that done, it should look something like this. Now we can unfold it again and go back and fold down that center line, really just to accentuate that fold again. And now you're going to take your scissors and you are going to cut along this side, the folded edge, up to our other fold. And we're not going to cut the whole thing. You're going to start about here. And you're just going to make little slits like that. And see, I'm not cutting all the way up. I'm just cutting to our other fold. So you're going to do that until you get maybe half or 3/4 of the way up your piece of paper. So I think I'll stop there. So I didn't go all the way. I didn't start cutting over here, just about that much. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, well, this doesn't look like anything yet. It's just a piece of paper with cuts in it, but don't worry. The next thing you're going to want to do, we can unfold that for a second. We're going to want to take our glue stick and glue one of these triangles. So you have two little triangles on the edge here that we made by folding, and we are going to smear glue all over one of them. Now you can also do this with tape or staples, but I like using glue. So we're going to take our gluey edge and we're going to take our non-gluey edge and we are actually going to connect them. And they won't connect perfectly. There's going to be a little bit of a blank space over there, but that's okay because we just want to make sure they stick to each other. And you really, really want to make sure they stick. And you can kind of fold the paper a little bit to make sure, but you just want them to stick together. So once they're stuck together, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. And some of you may be able to see where we're going here. We are going to take our pointed end and we're just going to round that out a little bit. So you could draw a line to guide yourself if you want, but I'm just going to cut off that point so that it is a rounded edge. Now, we're going to set that just off to the side for a second. We're going to take that piece of blue paper that we cut off earlier, and we are going to make a little half circle about the same size as our top on this blue paper. And it can be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller if you want, but you just want to make something a bit like this. And we're going to take that half circle and we are going to glue it right in here. So it's a little hard to see when it's facing this way, but we're going to glue it right here. So we'll just take a little bit of glue and put just a tiny bit on the edge here, not too much. And we will stick that just on the inside of our little hole. So now you have something that looks a little bit like this. And that's exactly what we want. Don't forget to cap your glue after you're done. You don't want that to dry out. So the next thing, we're actually done with the blue paper for now. So I just have these little bits and you can throw them in a scrap paper box or in the recycling. But the next thing we want to do is we want to take our second color. Now with this, we are going to fold just a little bit and we're going to make two kind of heart-shaped pieces. So have you ever made a little heart by cutting out something kind of in this shape? And you end up with a little heart like that. We are going to do that 2 times. So now we have 2 little hearts. I'm going to take one little heart and I am going to glue it to our pointed end. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and I'm going to glue it on. So it should look something like that. And with our second heart, and I'm leaving my glue uncapped for just a second because it's going to be really, really quick. For my second heart, I am going to glue them on just to the underside here. All right, now you might be able to see what we have here, but for those of you who don't, we are making a little fish that can kind of move and swim, and we're almost done. So the next thing you want to do is you want to take your yellow paper again, and we are going to give the fish's mouth a little bit of extra something. So we are going to cut out another half circle, a little bit smaller than the first one. And we are going to make that our fish's tongue. So you're going to add a little bit of glue to this, and we're going to put it right there. All right, and it's starting to look a little bit more like a fish now. So for our last and final step, you are going to give your fish some eyes. Now I have some googly eyes with me, but you can make paper eyes, you can draw on some eyes, you can do whatever you want. As always, this craft is completely up to you. So we're going to add our eyes now. And now we have our beautiful fish, and you can move him and make him swim just like real fishes do. And you could put him in your bedroom, or you could hang him by the fins or the mouth, sorry, just like you caught him. You can do whatever you'd like with your new little fishy friend. Thank you so much for joining me today. I had so much fun reading that story and doing our little fishy craft. And you can see it a little bit better here, how the tail can kind of flop around and it looks like a wonderful little fish. And you can use whatever colors you want for this. You can change it up. You can add spiky fins. You can give it a fin up here if you'd like. It is completely up to you. I hope you had so much fun today. I will see you next week. And until then, remember, God loves you very much. And you should love yourself too. Bye-bye, everyone.